Are you guys trying to sneak up on me?
You saw us. TJ told you it wouldn't work.
Well, it might have worked if you weren't so noisy.
No one can sneak up on me. I'm Sheldon, the all-seeing.
I knew it was impossible.
Well, you were just really noisy.
No, you were the noisy one.
What's the matter, guys?
Oh my.
Whoa, Pastor Sarah, how did you do that?
How did I do what?
You were so sneaky. We didn't even know you were there.
Ahem. I wasn't surprised. I knew she was there all along.
Yeah, right.
Well, today's story, we're going to find out that God can do things that seem impossible. In fact, today's big idea is we can trust God when things seem impossible. Can you say that with me?
We can trust God when things seem impossible.
Now you at home, you join us too.
We can trust God when things seem impossible.
Hi TJ, hi Polly. I'm so glad to be here with you today.
Hi,
Annette.
I'm just wondering if you might help me with the memory verse.
Okay, you can repeat after us.
Okay.
I will make you into a great nation.
I will make you into a great nation.
I will bless you and make you famous.
I will bless you and make you famous.
And you will be a blessing to others.
And you will be a blessing to others.
All the nations on earth will be blessed because of you.
All the nations on earth will be blessed because of you.
Genesis chapter 12, verses 2 to 3.
Genesis chapter 12, verses 2 and 3. Thank
Good job.
Sheldon,
Hello.
what kind of man was Boaz before he married?
He was single, upright, kind?
He was ruthless.
Oh, I get it. Ruthless.
Yeah.
Because he hadn't married Ruth. Good one.
Okay, TJ, let's see if you can guess this one. Noah probably got milk from the cows on the ark, but what did he get from the ducks?
I don't know. Eggs?
Nope, he got quackers. Get it?
Oh, I get it. Crackers. Yeah.
Finally.
Hi, Journey Kids. Annette is going to be reading the story for us today, and it's a really interesting story about God telling Abraham the special promise that he has for him. And he does something called a covenant. And this is a very interesting thing that they did in that time and that culture. And they would take some animals and they would cut them in half, and one person would walk through it as they were making that promise. And it seems very strange because that's not something we do today, but it's something that they did. And God was making this special promise with Abraham. And then God gave Abraham a really interesting dream where he was dreaming about things that were going to happen to his descendants, to the Israelites. So as you listen to that, some of it might sound a little strange, but this was normal for Abraham, and this was God showing how much he loved Abraham and how much he loved his people, that he was willing to make this special promise called a covenant. So let's hear what Annette has to say.
Hi, Journey Kids. We're going to learn today from the book of Genesis a story about Abraham and Sarah. And this is an interesting story. They were still learning to trust God, that he could do impossible things. We're going to learn about a covenant, and that's a special promise that God made. And we're going to learn more about a promise that he made to Abraham. I'm going to read from the Bible today. I'm going to read from Genesis 15, verses 1 to 18. Sometime later, the Lord spoke to Abram in a vision and said to him, "Do not be afraid, Abram, for I will protect you, and your reward will be great." But Abram replied, "O sovereign Lord, what good are all your blessings when I don't even have a son? Since you've given me no children, Eliezer of Damascus, a servant in my household, will inherit all my wealth. You have given me no descendants of my own, so one of my servants will be my heir." Then the Lord said to him, "No, your servant will not be your heir, for you will have a son of your own who will be your heir." Then the Lord took Abram outside and said to him, "Look up into the sky and try to count all the stars. That's how many descendants you will have." And Abram believed the Lord, and the Lord counted him as righteous because of his faith. Then the Lord told him, "I am the Lord who brought you out of Ur of the Chaldeans to give you this land as your possession." But Abram replied, "O sovereign Lord, how can I be sure that I will actually possess it?" The Lord told him, "Bring me a 3-year-old heifer, a 3-year-old female goat, a 3-year-old ram, a turtle dove, and a young pigeon." So Abram presented all these to him and killed them. Then he cut each animal down the middle and laid the halves side by side. He did not, however, cut the birds in half. Some vultures swooped down to eat the carcasses, but Abram chased them away. As the sun was going down, Abram fell into a deep sleep, and a terrifying darkness came down over him. Then the Lord said to Abram, "You can be sure that your descendants will be strangers in a foreign land, where they will be oppressed as slaves for 400 years. But I will punish the nation that enslaves them, and in the end they will come away with great wealth. As for you, you will die in peace and be buried at a ripe old age. After 4 generations, your descendants will return here to this land, for the sins of the Amorites do not yet warrant their destruction." After the sun went down and darkness fell, Abram saw a smoking fire pot and a flaming torch pass between the halves of the carcasses. So the Lord made a covenant with Abram that day and said, "I have given this land to your descendants all the way from the border of Egypt to the great Euphrates River.
So in the story today, what God was telling Abraham seemed impossible. In fact, later on in the story, when his wife Sarah hears about God's promise, she actually laughs. She thinks it's a joke because she and Abraham are so old. But what seems impossible to them is not impossible for God.
Wow, I didn't realize how impossible it seemed to Abraham and Sarah that God would fulfill his promise to them.
Well, what are some things about God that seem impossible to you?
Well, it seems impossible to me that God doesn't have to sleep.
It seems impossible to me that God can forgive all my sins.
It seems impossible to me that God can keep all of his promises.
These do seem like impossible things to us, but they're not impossible for God, and we know that because we can read about it in the Bible, and we can also experience it in our own lives. Let's say today's big idea again.
We can trust God when things seem impossible. You know, I think I need to read more of my Bible to see what else God can do that seems impossible.
Good idea, TJ.
Let's close with our blessing. May the Lord bless you and protect you. May the Lord smile on you and be gracious to you. May the Lord show you his favor and give you his peace. Amen. See ya!
Bye!
Come here, TJ.
You're noisy. Sorry.
Okay.
Okay, you guys gotta give me like room to talk.
What's the matter,
Whoa,
guys?
my!
Well, Pastor Sarah, how did you do that?
How did I do what?
How did you be so sneaky? You snuck up on all of us.
We didn't even know you were there.
Okay, TJ, let's see if you can guess this one. On the ark, Noah probably got milk from the cows, but what did he get from the ducks? On the ark, Noah probably got milk from the cows, but what did he get from the ducks?
Eggs? What?
Impossible. Today's big idea is we can trust God to do the impossible. Can we say that together?
We can trust God to do the
impossible.
That's not the thing. It's when things seem impossible. Are you trying to sneak up on me?
How do you know? I told you, TJ, it wouldn't work.
Well,
We did it!
Woo!